my art pieces that I'm going to be talking about, I have chosen the artists Vincent van Gogh and Emile Nolde. The painting Winter by Van Gogh and The Sea by Emile Nolde stood out to me the most and are going to be the main topics for this project. Taking place in 1885, Van Gogh had created a painting known as Winter to bring a new set of emotion and have an understanding of what he is trying to accomplish. This work is culturally significant because it expresses the style of post-impressionism at the time and also indicates the kind of works of art he was creating. The painting itself seems to represent a lot of sad emotions while seemingly trying to tell a story of what appears to be a man digging through the snow. According to the description of the painting at the Norton Simon Museum, in this view across the vicarage garden, a lone figure clears a path through the leafless bushes, or perhaps markers. At left give us pause. Is this man shoveling snow or digging a grave? The setting of the painting does seem to appear as a cemetery because of what looks like the tombstones in the background, and a border of a long wall for separation and privacy. The color choices of black, gray, white, red, and some light brown seem to really create this energy of sadness and grief that catches people's attention because of how powerful it is. In the article Art Historyland, the author described, in the context of Van Gogh's recurring mental illness, the bleakness of the picture's colors and tones could be seen as an allegory of his struggle with illness. The figure then becoming, through his labor, a heroic character clearing the path to clarity and health. Van Gogh has created the use of vertical lines through the use of trees and bushes, creating a more still painting rather than showing any movement to the eye. The color and lighting also help create a more static visual, which really helps create a tone of negative emotion. From one of the letters that Van Gogh wrote himself to Theo van Gogh, he wrote, "Today was stormy. On my way to my lessons this morning, I looked towards the Zittersee from the bridge. There was one stripe on the horizon with gray clouds above it, and the rain pouring down from them in slanting lines in the distance. With the cloudy and gray colors and the choices that are used for the lighting and the lines, I believe that the composition really helps us focus on the bottom center where the man and the snow take place." Compared to painting Winter by Van Gogh, Emile Nolde had painted the sea in the 20th century, among the times of Expressionism. The painting itself has very strong characteristics and shows a lot of depth and movement. Nolde had a different perspective and an understanding of nature. In the passage of the text by Emile Nolde, The Sea, it states that the art historian Max Sauerland observed that Nolde saw the sea not from a beach or a boat, but as it existed itself, devoid of any reference to man, eternally in emotion, ever-changing, living out its life in it for itself. A divine self-consuming primal force that in its untrammeled freedom has existed unchanged since the very first day of creation. The line type in the artwork appears to be thick and bold. It creates the effect of the waves crashing and emphasizing the harshness and the environment, and the absolute chaos nature can cause. The curved horizontal lines really help highlight the method of creating movement and causing the eye to move from one side of the painting to the other. We can also point out that the lines aren't exactly smooth, but rather have rough edges and sharp areas. The usage of the dark colors really helps create a dark tone and helps the surface of the waves and the boat stand out. The dark green color used on the ocean creates this emotion of fear because it shows how the water isn't clear enough to see through, but rather dangerous and terrifying. In the description of the painting from the Norton Simon Museum, it is written that Nolde was perhaps the most virtuosic painter. Here, for example, he conjured the foaming crest of waves with thick strokes of white paint applied wet into wet, but rendered the fragile, billowing sailcloth with a transparent brown layer through which the texture of the canvas is plainly visible. The lighting in this artwork can be seen to take place mainly over the surface of the body of water, and the boat itself. The boat really stands out from the rest of the painting because of its bright brown sail. The painting's style and depth really communicates with the audience's emotion, and I believe that that was the rightful intention of Nolde. In the article by Artsy, it mentions how Nolde's rich tonal oil paintings and watercolor feature dreamlike atmospheres and figures rendered in soft focus. Religious iconography and vibrant blossoms are prevailed throughout his artwork, with which rejects realism in favor of psychological power. Overall, both artists have shown great level of communication through emotion and understanding by focusing on specific elements which help to bring his artwork to life.